G'day, I'm Michael Wilkes. I'm the chair of the State Junior Match Committee and part of the coaching team for New South Wales. I'm also the bowls coordinator at Club Sapphire Merimbula down on the south coast of the state. I've been involved with juniors for a number of years now, and we've got an exciting program ahead in the year to come. We've got our state championships, which is on in the first school holidays, which is in March, and we've made some adjustments from the old format, which used to be a zone-based event. So the winners would come from the 16 zones around the state. We'd have singles, pairs and fours representatives, where we had the numbers, of course. We found that was a bit prohibitive for some of our younger kids, and also our girls were underrepresented in these events. So we've now made it an open entry format, which is very similar to the Champion of Champions, where we've gone with that. That's our first event, which is one of our main events. Obviously, it's probably the one where we can really get the maximum amount of participants. So we really do urge clubs to support the change in this. I know that we're looking for more entries, so we ask all the clubs and regions to get behind this. That runs into the middle school holidays period, where we have our 7-a-side at Dubbo. That's obviously a very important selection event. We have a clinic at the start of it where we've had some representatives from the Australian coaching and the state coaches as well attend to run some activities for the kids. That also, in that holiday period, we have the tri-series against Victoria and Queensland, which is in Queensland. And on the back of all this, we'll start to select our squads. So we'll have some camps toward the back end of the year. There'll be drills provided to these kids throughout the process. And of course, we encourage all our kids to participate in the open events, such as pennants and things like that. We're obviously always watching what happens in those events too. So the pathway moving forward's very clear. There are adjustments, obviously aimed at increasing participation and creating sort of more opportunity for our younger kids and our girls in particular. Recently, we introduced some squads for our boys and girls. We have 20 boys and 20 girls in each of those squads. We felt that we need to have a bit more structure in how we're preparing our kids for representative duties and improving their bowls ability and knowledge in general. These squads are broken into a gold and a silver tier. That's determined through a trial, which we recently had one up at Cabramatta for this year's squad. We break that into a 12-boy, 12-girl gold tier, and then 8 remaining kids go into a silver tier. They're all required pretty much to do the same exercises in submitting drills and things like that. But the idea really is the gold squad is where our talent pool is for representative duties for things that are coming up over the next calendar year, with our silver tier probably more focused around the younger kids and trying to provide them a pathway into that gold tier squad. By no means is there any reasoning behind anyone from the silver squad not breaking into the selection process by good performance. We have found over the last few years that kids do improve very rapidly. So a good example is one of our girls, Chanel Shakouche, who came out of that silver sort of tier a couple of years ago and went on to win an Australian title this year. So yeah, the idea behind it is to have a bit more structure for our kids that are ready to go, and then have some guidance in place for our kids underneath who are a bit younger and trying to strive for that success. A couple of weeks ago, we had a camp at Warilla where we had our gold tier squads there. We had some guest presenters, Karen Murphy, Natalie Nerona, and we had a dietitian on hand as well. Ran some different structured training programs, gave the kids a bit more structure in understanding how the drills work that we expect them to complete and how to submit those drills. They get submitted to Gavin Holburn, who does a brilliant job with that stuff. But in general, the idea is to create a more clearer pathway, give the kids something that they know they're striving for, so they know, that the squads are there. They want to perform in the other events that are offered to them, participate, and give themselves an opportunity to represent New South Wales. Last year was particularly pleasing, off the back of a few years where we haven't had maybe the success we'd hoped for. Obviously, the highlight for us was the Nationals in Perth, where we won the girls' overall gold medal and also the overall team gold medal. Our boys also managed to grab silver in the overall boys competition. Along with a few other gold medals, we won through the individual disciplines. It's nice to be able to say that we're the #1 junior state in the country, and I think that that's a good reflection of where we're trying to take the program. Probably one of the more pleasing things that we did see is we had a composite team with Victoria, which competed in the junior nationals, and our girls triples team actually managed to go and win the gold medal. So to see 3 of our girls that are underneath the selected 5 actually go and win a gold medal was, yeah, that just shows how strong a position we are in moving forward. So our first event for the year will be the State Championships at Warilla. We have new events there for the under-15 girls and boys singles. We also have girls pairs. So we've gone from the 3 traditional formats of singles, pairs and fours to there's 4 singles events, a couple of pairs events, and the fours remains a mixed event or an open event. We're hoping that this adjustment, attracts more people to the green and more numbers. On the back of that, we'll head into the 7-sided Dubbo, which I think runs just before the Tri-Series that is in Queensland. So there'll be kids that'll be very busy through that school holidays coming from representing in Queensland down to the 7-a-side sort of immediately on the back of it, onto the Nationals, which will be in October. Obviously, the Interschool Challenge will run through this period as well. So that starts in May and will run right through to September. Obviously, we're a bit restricted with how we block in our events being school-based, so we need to work in with school holiday programs and so forth. But there's a lot of exciting things ahead for the kids this year. It's been fantastic to see how many new kids we've got coming through. Every year we go to a 7-a-side or one of the championship events, you're always seeing these new faces, and there's some that are naturals and there are some that need to work a bit harder than others. And all us bowlers know what that's all about. Probably the first thing for the kids, though, is keep practicing, keep your work ethic up, get out on the green as much as you can, playing plenty of events. So things like our state championships, make sure you get your entries in for that. But playing open events too, whether the opportunity, playing your club championships, playing your major minor pairs, things like that. There's always things to learn in playing events, especially with adults. So take those opportunities, make sure that you're getting out there and playing as much as you can in any event that's available to you. That includes pennant, of course, too. Pennant is an important part of our sport, so that's a great way for kids to learn a bit about teamwork and how to work in a team frame. Obviously, when we start selecting teams to represent New South Wales, it's in a team format. So, I highly recommend our kids to get out there in their club pennant teams. And more than anything, get out and enjoy bowls. And bowls is a game that's meant to be enjoyable. It's better than cleaning your room or doing the dishes for mum or anything like that. So get yourselves out there enjoying the game. Make sure you go out with the right mindset, and we wish you well and hope to see you around the traps through the year.